So we've been able to discuss and derive to a point in this series where we are now dealing with how we can handle impatience in our purpose pursuit, because this series is about the greatest destruction in our purpose pursuit and its 5 cures. That greatest destruction in our purpose pursuit is nothing else but impatience. Of course, someone can tell me there are other things out there and so on. But I'm asking us to believe that this is the greatest because we are in control of it. Other things like death outside, and things like the hurricanes have come and the environment has changed and the resources are not there and so on. Those are external things that probably might not have a handle on them. But the thing that you have a handle on is impatience. It's internal. And this is a great distraction to your purpose pursuit, so that you feel impatient, that it's taking long, or I need to be reaping the fruits and there's nothing to show for it. How do we deal with this impatience? And I want to talk about today another area, another tool we can use to handle the impatience in our purpose pursuit. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
Yeah, so if you're handling impatience, and by the way, impatience is not something that you can be inoculated or vaccinated, one shot, another booster shot for impatience, and booster shot 3, booster shot 4, second vaccine, and all those things that we've done with the coronavirus. And by the way, it's silent about corona. It's very silent. My point is that you cannot be vaccinated against impatience. It is something that all of us have got to deal with. But we are squaring this impatience and zeroing it to our purpose pursuit. Why are we doing this? We're saying the purpose is something that doesn't take a week. It doesn't, in fact, by the way, just discovering the purpose itself doesn't take a week. It could take a week, but making good clarity, the process of making good clarity of that purpose is a process in and of itself. And you can be impatient even with that. We are zeroing in on why is it that we can become impatient and how can we handle the impatience in our lives. It's an internal thing. Every single one of us faces this, I don't want to call it a monster, but this hindrance or this distraction, it just snuggles in alongside us and tells us, hey, you wait a minute. Don't you see your neighbor is prospering in those things that he is doing? Why don't you go and join your neighbor? That's why you see, you start a stall selling something today, and it's like the floodgates are open tomorrow. 3 other people are joining you in the same spot. All along since Adam was created, nobody was doing what you're doing until they see what you're doing. Why? They are impatient with what they are doing themselves. But one of the reasons as to why they are that impatient is because they are selfish. That's why they have not clarified their purpose. Like we said yesterday, purpose is a selfless thing. It's a selfless endeavor. And if you're not operating on purpose, chances are that you're drifting towards being impatient and actually being selfish. You are selfish because you're not doing your purpose. You are selfish. You are impatient because you're selfish because you're not doing your purpose. And you're impatient because Even as you're pursuing whatever it is that you're pursuing, you're looking at what you can gain from it. But purpose doesn't give you that benefit, at the get-go or at the first asking. There's a delay, there's a process, there's a continuum, there's maturity that comes with purpose. So if you want to deal with the impatience in your life, if you're pursuing your purpose, number one, clarify your purpose. Get clear about the details of your purpose. And we said if you don't know what that is, go to lifesignatures.life. Look for the courses there. Click on the course for Discover Your Purpose. It's $550. It's going to take you 8 weeks. You will be thoroughly blessed by discovering who you are, given the opportunity to discover, to own, and to deploy that particular purpose of yours. You will do it once and for all. You will never have to do it ever again, because it's been clarified. And once your purpose is clarified, you cannot dump it. You cannot graduate from it and do other things. You can only leave other things and start doing your purpose. Number 2 today, let's look at what you can do to cure impatience, or to deal with the impatience, or to annihilate, or to destroy, or to explode out of impatience in your life. Number 2, it is linked to what we've already talked about. Focus on substance and not gratification. Focus on substance and not gratification. What is substance? Substance is transformation. Substance is impact. Substance is contribution. Substance is change. Substance is making better what you found, or creating new things. Substance is what benefits other people. Gratification, on the other hand, is what benefits you. And gratification, guess what? Gratification is fleeting. You can never be satisfied with gratification. You can only be gratified in microseconds, and before you know it, the flesh wants another form of gratification. It is so fickle. It is so fleeting. It's so like a mirage. It keeps changing. It keeps changing, shifting goalposts. So focus on substance, because if you focus on gratification, guess what? You're going to get impatient, because as you're pursuing purpose, it doesn't give you gratification. It gives you fulfillment which has been delayed. Because you've got to jump through the hoops and jump through the waters and go through hell and high water and stick with the purpose that you're pursuing, because there is a maturity date for it. That's why we've got to be patient. Purpose is not plug and play and you walk away and it sorts itself out. You've got to be there. There is an element of presence. There's a law of presence. You've got to be present with your purpose. It is not like an investment that gives you, what do they call them? They call them residual income, where you're sleeping and the income is just coming. What Bill Gates and Elon Musk and all these big hitters are earning, and you're doing Facebook ads and Zuckerberg is just earning, passively. No. Your purpose, at some moment in time, it will give you those fruits of passive income. But for it to mature, you will need to be present. You cannot employ someone else to do your purpose. You can't. You've got to be present there. And so if you focus on substance, you're going to be there. You're going to be needed. You're going to be present. But if you focus on gratification, it is going to be fleeting. And that's why it can become impatient for you. When we talk about substance, we are inherently talking about impact. We are talking about what my pastor calls these things of eternal value. So if I go to watch Arsenal playing and they hammer some people, does that have eternal value? There's nothing wrong with watching Arsenal. There's nothing wrong with very many things that we're doing in life. But the question we need to ask ourselves is this: does it have an eternal value? Does it have a transformative value? Does it have an impactful value? Does it have a change value? Does it have value that makes life better? That grows things, that make things a better place? Things of substance are what we create legacy from. And legacy is not something that you're going to do in 2 days, or 1 day, or 1 month, or maybe 1 decade. A football match over the weekend is not something that you can call as something of substance. You cannot plan to purchase a 64-inch TV for the sake of those football matches. There is absolutely nothing of substance in them. But there's nothing wrong also. We're talking about impatience here. There is absolutely nothing with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to impatience, it is very easy to give in to this trait if we are not focusing on what matters. If we focus on gratification, it is easy. Those guys who are out there in the gyms and they're lifting weights and they're running and they're trying to be fit and trying to lose weight and so on, they know this. They know how gratifying it is not to work out. They know how gratifying it is to eat a whole cake all by yourself and bake another so that you cannot be found out, and only to slice and in the new cake that you've already baked. It is gratifying, but it is not of substance. And if you're following gratification, it is easy for you to get impatient with your purpose pursuit. So what I'm saying is this: don't pursue your purpose for the sake of gratification. If you're pursuing your purpose so that you can be gratified, you've missed it. You're going to be impatient because gratification wants things like this. Every single day, gratification wants to be fed. It's like what the scripture tells us, that it never says no. Hell never says no. Barren womb never says no. What an analogy. But learn to balance the quick rewards that you're going to get and the substance that you're working towards. That's why you need to have milestones in your purpose pursuit. Don't just have a long-term goal, a 20 years goal, and there are no milestones that you've worked out. That's why planning is important. If you're focusing on substance, you're going to be a consummate planner who has started from the end in mind and you've worked backwards all the way up to today. Therefore, when you meet a target, you celebrate. That's gratification being honored and something of that nature. But if there is no target you're focusing on, you're just focusing on the gratification, you will be impatient and you give up on your purpose pursuit, and you're going to look for other cheap things that will guarantee you gratification. Let me tell you, they are there in this world. Gratification is the cheapest thing ever. You can get it just like that. But purpose doesn't promise you gratification on a daily basis. You've got to trudge along. That's why we said yesterday, know what your purpose is. But today we are saying, guess what? Focus on substance. Focus on the purpose. Focus on the transformation. Focus on the impact. Focus on the growth. Not on the gratification. Tomorrow we'll look at another thing that can help you to deal with impatience in your life. Until then, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.